listen, we still fighting, the Crown Act moment, unfortunately, in the hair politics. So say something with the Crown era. So I just have a note here that says, still fighting for our hair, the resistance and reclamation of our hair. You still get the looks and stuff about how you wear your hair. Like recently I'm at work, it's like, it just fascinates me all the things you guys can do to your hair. And then the follow-up was, I could do it too, but I'm like, yeah, you can. So
listen, and that's a nice one. I've had folks, especially when I had the starter locks. So yeah, I would be 2 years in July. So the first year when someone said, and I had actually pulled it into a makeshift ponytail because it wasn't long enough to do a ponytail. So I was on a Zoom. I pulled it back with mad pins because it was all and she said to me, because normally I don't, and a coworker has said, oh my gosh, Shaq, you look so professional. So me being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, so I didn't look professional before? And then because I do that and I just watch her like, what I knew, but this is what you say. Watch what you say, right? So, and she was a younger woman. The point being is like, hopefully that's a teaching moment. Like, what does that really mean?
Yeah.
And what does professional really look like? What constitutes professionalism in terms of appearance?
Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Aunties podcast. I am Joe.
I'm Key.
And I'm Jay. And we keep it real, raw, and relatable.
Yes.
While sharing our
opinions,
feelings,
and experiences.
We switch it up on y'all this week.
We switching it up. How you guys doing today? Y'all good?
Yes, we good. I'm good this week,
Okay.
A couple of weeks has been a little tough, but hey, I'm hanging in there.
All right.
Same here.
Good. So in today's episode, we're just talking about, stuff that's going on in pop culture, some of the craziest things we've seen in the internet, and just things that are in the news that we may or may not have opinions on. And it's okay if we don't. We're each bringing our own things that we've seen. Because what's interesting about social media and the news, we all could watch the same thing and have different interpretations.
Absolutely.
And or maybe not see things that we know. So depending on how tuned we are in and what's going on. So we just wanted to have this be more of an open-ended conversation about just things that may or may not have ruffled our feathers, or things that may just be relevant.
Relevant today, probably happened 6 months ago, but still relevant today, or may still be relevant 6 months from now. Who the hell knows? It's, people talk and talk and talk. So
yeah. So with that being said, just to kick it off, I'm going to kick it off with, I got a laundry list of things that's going on that
if you don't know, she should be a social media anchor, because when I say she's on the know on everything, her mind is everywhere. She's constantly picking and choosing different things that's happening in the world. So she's our current events guru.
current events guru.
No, I don't want that name. I don't want that. I do pay attention to things that's going on. I will say that. So the first thing that comes to mind is something that ruffles my feathers. So in recent news, Trump just last week, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So he proposes, is not in law yet, but he proposes to eliminate Section 8 vouchers and cutting rental assistance by 40%. Now, he's only targeting individuals that are able-bodied. He's not targeting the elderly and or folks that are mentally ill. Okay. But, so my take is this. So disabled and elderly may not be affected, right? But I feel like we're going to have more people claiming disability. I do.
Or we're going to have a lot more homeless people.
And that's the other big piece, right? So...
Because it's not just Section 8, it's public housing, too.
Yeah. Public housing, yes. So some would argue, and when I was going through... One of the things, when I see things like this that come up, I do go to the comments and I weigh and I form my own opinion and decide. Some would argue that Section 8 has been mismanaged and misused for quite some time. I would agree.
Yes.
I would agree. I mean, thank God I haven't had to have been in that situation.
Yeah.
But I do do think it's not being managed well.
It's not being managed. And again, it's state by state. So what I learned is what happens in New York is very different from what happens in South Carolina. Very different happens in every, the way you are able to get it. Yeah. Right. So I will agree. Yes, mismanagement is there. However, I just don't have faith in this administration to do the right thing and execute on what he's trying to do.
Absolutely.
That's my...
The impact is going to be probably far bigger than what we possibly think, regardless of the mismanagement of it, regardless to people who probably should be on it versus who shouldn't be on it and all those things. The impact will probably be far bigger than what we probably would think it could be.
I agree.
It will be.
And then there's a domino effect, right? Because let's talk about the landlords. All right. So, you got a bunch of landlords that, this is guaranteed money that's coming in, from there. So now where they getting it from is because if their current tenant can't pay it, and if they're affected, I'm talking about if they're the affected population, if this goes through, then what happens, right? Because we know that there's a certain demographic that actually uses Section 8, which means they're in a certain income bracket. So how are they going to afford that?
I even challenge that because when you say certain demographic, that's also state specific as well, right? So we think about all the other things that assistance happens. Section 8, public housing, home welfare. State by state is the demographics are different.
Yes.
But who actually uses it?
Elaborate.
So in different states, you probably have one race probably on those using those financial assistance programs versus other states where you have a different demographic, probably more, like for New York, the demographic is probably more Black or Latino.
But if you go to like Indiana, Kentucky,
it's probably right. Yeah. So I'm saying, so the demographics is very.
I understand that. Yes. Yeah. But still, from an income perspective, because it goes by your income. Yeah. You're capped. Right. Because there are individuals that are like, okay, I'm not going to go. And this is the argument. This is the argument that people have. They're like, there's some people that are on, err on the side of, well, yeah, get them because they should be working. I'm only talking about the able-bodied, not talking about disabled or elderly. Okay, let's just start there. So they're like, get it. But then, okay, so you hear that, but then you have people that are like, okay, our game in the system because they don't want to get that next job or go because they know if they get it, it's going to take away from their ability, it's going to lower the Section 8.
So you have some people who are gaming the system and you have some there the system is not for them at the end of the day because you have people, and I'm only speaking because I've known people in certain situations where they were in a place of having assistance, financial, whatever, housing, whatever it is. And when they went to go and better themselves, if you do that and you don't work for them for that assistance, they want to cut you off.
Yeah, that is correct.
So you have both sides.
That's what I was getting with, right? So then you get the folks that are trying to do better. Yeah, they get the jobs, but then so they get cut off. So now they're literally living check to check unless they were able to jump to a job that's paying them an exorbitant amount of money. Because
the gap or the bridge is not,
right. So, but the problem with that is getting a job paying that exorbitant amount of money is a lot because you got a situation where a lot of these folks may not have the training.
Right.
So they're going to always start at the entry level.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So you have to find a way to help them in between states. So you can't just say, oh, this person has a job and they're making, because everything is all based on the gross. We all know you don't bring the damn gross home. So you telling me you're providing me with assistance based off of this gross amount that I'm not going to bring home and I still have all these other expenses and now you're going to completely cut me off. So I may not be able to meet everything that I need to meet.
Right. It's a catch-22.
Right.
It literally is. And I don't know that state for state that we're doing enough for that population that is actually trying.
Right.
Exactly. Because they need to be upskilled. And then the key with that is you got to be upskilled, but then you also have to be able to get the jobs that are going to pay you that money. So it's just wild how that happened. I just don't have trust that he's going to handle it in the right way.
If it's already being mismanaged today, it's not going to change under this administration, and it's going to impact people that really truly need the help. I'm not going to say there are people who are on it that don't need it. I've come across them.
Absolutely.
In my passing, and they know how to work the system. But it all it's like, what they say, one bad person ruins it for everybody, right?
That's the thing.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this all turns out.
So now staying on our current administration.
Okay.
Lord Jesus. But as we take a sip, let's take a sip.
There was something else that was in the news where it went into effect, that they voted for it, where they have the right to arrest American citizens and ship them off to prisons outside of the U.S.
American citizens?
American citizens. I've been hearing, but as I said, I'm not up on it. I hear it here and there. I hear tidbits of it on the news, but I didn't research. I thought it was, since she, hears more, I just wanted to know.
I'm not equipped to have an opinion on that because I would need to do my research on it and decide and determine whether it's in fact the law and how this is all rolling out. Yeah. Because a lot of times the media has a way of saying things in a certain way. And this is a prime example. See, I'm not picking on
the only reason why I asked is because what's her name that's always in Congress talking?
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, she's the one that had the news.
Yeah. But I want to say, because the fact that you brought up things is a perfect example. The media has a way of saying things that are trigger points for people.
Yes.
So it's triggered you.
Yeah, I said that.
Right? And then on both sides. And too many people jump in and be like, yeah, based on what. Imagine if I would have said, well, I don't think this is right. Mind you, I'm only going off of what you said. I didn't do any of my own due diligence. I know nothing.
Okay.
There is, I don't want to generalize, but there's a large part of the population that does just that. They hear something, they don't do the research, and they're like, and they have an opinion, and it's like, but you didn't even know if it's true or not. So I can't speak on that until I've done my due diligence on it.
I was just bringing up the see. I should have heard nothing about it.
Only tidbits, but not enough for me to do it.
So, okay.
I didn't hear. I heard some tidbits too, but I didn't hear it about U.S. citizens. I heard of it being for non-U.S. citizens.
No, it was U.S. that they're saying.
I don't know how that's possible, but okay. If that is true.
Some crazy stuff going on, so who knows?
Exactly.
I guess this is all circling around, I guess there was a convict that they said bells went, so it's all
I don't know if he was a convict, though. I think he was, I don't know the situation.
I don't know the situation with that but this was all around that same time where they decided to pass law about being able to send a criminal that did something here to another country, and
So I got some stuff more around like there. I know we talked about the Beyonce on our previous episode, but people are still walking around 6 months later with their little silver boots and bling bling, walking into the Beyonce concerts and stuff now at the Cowboy Carter. I mean, I love it.
The card. She just launched the tour.
She launched the tour, but they were wearing some of the stuff when she did the Renaissance tour, right? So I love the creativity. Like when you see them putting their fits together, it's just fascinating that they're still, in that space right now. I love it. What else? They still talking about Usher and, his Super Bowl in the Vegas era. He just now put the Paris one out on the streaming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's on, I thought it was on Prime, but I could be wrong. But he just put that on there. So I'm going to try and check that out. I did see him live, but I want to see the Paris wine that's out there now. So listen, we still fighting, the Crown Act moment, unfortunately, in here politics. So say something with the Crown era. So I just have a note here that says still fighting for our hair, the resistance and reclamation of our hair. You still get the looks and stuff about how you wear your hair. Like recently I'm at work, it's like, it just fascinates me all the things you guys can do to your hair. And then the follow-up was, I could do it too, but I'm like, yeah, he can. So
listen, and that's a nice one. I've had folks, especially when I had the starter locks. So I would be 2 years in July. So the first year when someone said, and I had actually pulled it into a makeshift ponytail because it wasn't long enough to do a ponytail. So I was on a Zoom and I pulled it back with mad pins because it was all and she said to me, because normally I don't, and a coworker has said, oh my gosh, Shaq, you look so professional. So me being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, so I didn't look professional before? And then because I do that and I just watch her like, well, what I know, that's what you say. Watch what you say, right? So, and she was a younger woman. The point being is like, hopefully that's a teaching moment. Like, what does that really mean?
Yeah.
And what does professional really look like? What constitutes professionalism in terms of appearance? So we know the stated back in the 80s when the women had to wear stockings and stuff with dresses. I mean, it's evolved since then. But I remember those.
I was in school. It was like, I didn't go straight to college. I went to business school out of high school and in the city. And I attempted one day to walk into class with leggings under my skirt because it was absolutely freezing outside. Do you know they would not let me in the school building?
That's so.
I was hurt. I felt defeated. I brought my ass all the way to the city for you to tell me I cannot come into class. I can simply go to the bathroom and take these damn leggings off. Nope, you're not even getting in the building.
That's crazy. Because back in the day, and for you guys that are younger, y'all don't have to deal with this nonsense. So you deal with different type of nonsense, right? But, there are so many things that we had to no, I don't want to use the word had. We chose to deal with it because this is what the price we had to pay in order to get the type of education that you were trying to get.
Yeah.
Or even when you're in corporate America or level up, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't want to do it, you didn't have to. You just wasn't going to get that money. Right? So you just go work for somebody else. So
I just want you to know when this is not going to be the conversation anymore about our hair specifically, because I walk into work and I see the blues, the yellows, the greens. And nothing is said.
Yep.
But you have a lock, you have a braid, you have an extension, your hair short this day, long that day. It's like, you always got to be a comment. It's like, why?
I'm at a point now, I do not care.
You say
I've made 4 years, April 20th this year. Best decision I ever made.
maybe.
Yep.
And I still get the comments on your hair looks so amazing and this, that, and the third, but you have to accept it. I really don't care.
Yeah.
And I go into work with blue and green hair.
Well, you wouldn't be the only one. So, but I mean, sometimes you even hear from your own. So when I went on vacation, and you guys will see in other episodes where I got, extensions on my locks or whatever. I came back to work, paid enough money where it was not coming out the next week or later. So, and they stayed in. And, you get love the hair, love the hair, love the hair. My hair is nice and neat and coiled and coiffed every single day. So,
yes,
just because I had extensions. What do I have to have? Wait. The pinky, yeah. So it's like, and it's not just, it's from even our own kind. So
it's annoying
because they still hung on the creamy crack. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. That's exactly where I was going with it, because there's a lot of there's a population with Black women, and Black America is even with men too, right? That are still think that the level of beauty has to be straight or curly
and long,
and which goes back to it's just ingrained in them from dealing with their fathers and their mothers and slapping on the lie and the creamy crack and all that stuff, because you had to assimilate to what the white standard of beauty was. So when you see somebody with locks, they're like, ugh. Some I've seen in comments people like, locks are dirty. A lot, because they have this idea, and it's not true. It's not right. So, but they already, and these are Black folks saying,
because they'll insinuate with the people who do walk around, because there are people who do walk around with dirty locks.
But there's people that work around
with dirty, greasy.
The other day I was at work, and this is so bad of me. I'm literally standing across from somebody, and their scalp, I don't know, they had psoriasis. I don't know what the hell they had, but baby, I know you saw that in the morning when you was brushing your teeth. That thing was nipping their whole scalp. So don't about no damn dirty, because you could have dirty. It's every, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You could have dirty this, dirty that.
Yeah.
My point is about the idea of what the standard of beauty is. And now we tackle on the wigs. And no shades of folks, the women that wear wigs. I was a wiggy girl too. And first of all, I'm a girl. I like to do different things with my hair, but always like to do different things with my hair. So I was never tired because I never felt like my hair was an identity to me. Right. I'll shave this, cut it off. It doesn't matter. That's just not, it's never been my thing, right? And I've had short hair. I've had long hair. I've had with my own real hair or fake hair. It don't matter. But the wigs now, that's a thing too, where you have a population that's like, that is the standard of beauty. When, okay, fine, that's your standard. That's your standard.
That's fine.
And then there are folks within the lock community that are like, nah, we chilling. And once you, like, when you get on this side, if you ever do, like, this, I can never go back because it's just a level of freedom.
Yes.
Right? So are there moments when I look back? In fact, just the other day, I was looking through some pictures of my journey.
Yeah.
And we've had this in previous episodes, talked about it. But I was just like, this was, one day when you think you shopping, it's like, oh, maybe that wasn't good, but I can equally have another, picture with something different that's like, oh, that wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just got to do you. I don't care about what anybody thinks I'm in. And maybe this is the era I'm in. Maybe it's the age. I don't know what it is, but I've kind of always been this way. I don't give a damn what you think.
It could be anything. At the end of the day, you still have varieties. You can still switch it up however you want to. Yeah. People with locks still wear wigs. People with locks still get extensions if they so choose to. At the end of the day, we're not beholden or locked into one style. We have the ability to shake it up any which way and anytime we want to.
I just don't like the fact that we have to have a crown act. I don't like the fact that we should have to specifically because you're the only ones. It's only applies to us because it's again goes back to the racism thing, discrimination, right? Discriminatory practices.
Because you do have our counterparts that have locks as well, and nothing is being said to them. Yeah. But because it's us, it's an issue.
It's the same thing. They can, if we came in with blue and green hair or side of our hair shaved or whatever, you get the looks. The same happens on the other side, and those looks do not happen. And I'm not saying some people don't look. People do look, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't get the same amount of attention and in the same way that it does if it was us.
It's annoying.
So.
Even if it wasn't the locks and the braids, the curly hair.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No.
And my hair was curly.
Yeah. And it's for our Latina sisters because I have an old client of mine and I was really cool with her. And we were in a banking environment. And so she never wore her hair curly. She wanted to. And then one day she was with her kids and trying to hustle to work. She didn't have the time to blow her hair out and came with it being curly. And just so much. She wasn't prepared to hear all the things that she heard. Like, oh my gosh. I'm not going to say her name, but oh my gosh, this to the point where she was like, I can't do this. And then stopped. And then ever since then, pulled straight, either long or in a bun. And, this is something that she was able to confide in me over lunch years ago. Yeah. But it's like, even they, so it's not just a black thing. Right? It's just annoying that we have to even go through it. There is. Right. So do you have one that you want to share? Or because I have one.
No, keep going.
Okay. So another thing that came up is the China manufacturing of luxury goods, right? Is generally, did you see that on time?
I didn't see it, but oh, wait a minute. I seen some things I did when they're talking about they're going directly to the...
Yes.
Okay.
So a few weeks ago, it was all exposed where you have these luxury goods where they were exposing the actual price of let's say a Louis Vuitton, let's say anything, pick luxury, just and a Birkin bag or whatever, it's how it's made and where it's made, and the cost associated, right? So this was all over social media, and I feel like it was well timed personally because of what was going on with the government and the tariffs. Yes, so I feel like it was well timed. So for people that are into fashion, like myself, none of that shit was new news. It was, we know what it is. We know what's made in Italy versus what's made in China. We know what's made, right? So I think that, it was big for the social media because the masses didn't know.
But that they were saying none of it is really made in these, it's all made overseas?
Yeah. Well, none of it's made domestic.
Right.
No. None of.
So, but you said versus China versus Italy.
Because some things, you may have some things that are made in Italy, but a lot of it's made in China. Right?
Real.
So, but you do have, depending on what house you're going to, when I mean house, I'm talking about the designer, right? It depends, right? But a lot of the stuff is made in China. A lot of the clothes, hell, what I got on, what you got on, it's all made in China. Ain't none of that shit made here in America.
But the luxury items, you'll never see a tag inside that says made in China.
Oh, no. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that. No, that's Chanel.
Just the difference because you'll see things where they'll specifically label it made in China.
Yeah. Branding, right?
But these items will never.
You'll never see that.
No. And again, the bulk of it's there, but there are some places where it might be in France, Italy, etc. However, you can get you name a Gucci, a Louis Vuitton, etc. 9 times out of 10, what's interesting, what people don't want to say And I bought some of these things, so I know it's so easy. You can, and when I mean bought, I bought real. I bought the what they say.
Canal Street?
Not Canal. Oh, I've gone to a person in China and I bought a fake one. I see the damn.
Wait, so let me understand. The real ones are made in China too.
Some of them, depending on where you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because. Okay.
So here's the thing. A lot of them make it, and sometimes you can get a knockoff because maybe it didn't fit the quite standard of the bag. Let's say a bag. You want a Gucci bag. Okay. So you go to Gucci store. You can go to a vendor. You just got to find around because they ain't all the same. And you find one in China, right? You get your person. And maybe that bag is a knockoff, but it's not quite the same because they didn't fit the quality control of what the bag's supposed to be. Maybe a stitch is slightly off. Maybe. So they sell it. It's the same. You would know to the next.
The designer sells.
The design. No.
I'm confused. Wait. Let me start from scratch.
Let's pretend I have a Gucci.
I'm trying to understand.
I got a Gucci bag. I go to a Gucci store.
I'm not into design and stuff like that. I like some stuff, but
it's fine.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm thinking you're saying designer items are outsourced and made in China.
A lot of them are.
Yes.
But you're also saying...
A lot of them have different factories in different countries.
But you're also saying that there are people who make knockoffs or replicas also in China.
Absolutely.
So...
Same thing.
I thought it was that we're going straight to the people who make the actual real product in China and purchase it from China and not purchase it from, let's say, a Gucci or Louis Vuitton. I'm going directly to the warehouse or the location that makes the real stuff in China for a lesser price.
Absolutely.
So that's what I was getting confused at when I was telling the story.
You absolutely can.
Okay.
For a fraction.
Now I understand what I'm saying. Now I understand
what's real crazy is you can go there, you can get it, and let's say something unravels and goes wrong with it. And you can take it to a Gucci store, and some of those damn sales associates don't even know.
No. Okay.
That's how good the replicas are.
See, that's where you keep getting me confused at, Shakira, because I keep asking.
Say my government name.
That's where I keep. That's why I keep getting you confused at, Key. Let's start. That's why I keep getting you. Say it one more time. That's why I keep getting you confused at, Key. They make the real ones in China, but they also make the fake ones in China.
Yes.
You can get the real ones for a fraction of the cost in China, and you can get the fake ones for even less.
No, you're missing. You could get the real. No. I'm confused.
Because you saying replica and you saying real.
Okay, I can go to a Louis Vuitton store.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use these. Even I did buy these in a Louis Vuitton store. It was a gift. But I could get these. Let's say a Louis Vuitton store. I can also get these at a vendor online that's in China.
But it's the real product. Did you keep saying replica?
But the one I get here, forget real or fake, right? Okay, forget store. I can get, let's say these were, $700, right? I can get these for probably $225 or $100 and something.
But it's still the real.
It's not real. It's replica.
Did you hear the question I asked before? Because am I crazy or am I crazy?
Okay, look at it like this.
Yeah, because I asked you first.
Yeah,
The first thing I said to you.
Let me hear what you say.
So
go ahead.
Let's just speak about one designer. Let's just say Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Louis Vuitton outsources to China to make their stuff.
Yes.
But wait, listen. They outsource to China and other countries too.
Okay, they outsource. Let's just deal with China.
Okay.
And Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton outsources to make their products in China. This is a real Louis Vuitton item. Product.
Yes.
I go to China directly.
Yes.
And I want to get that same Louis Vuitton item that I would have bought in the Louis Vuitton store.
Yes.
I'm going to get it directly from China. It's the real Louis Vuitton stuff, or is it not?
So you're not using the same vendor. You're not using the same vendor as the Louis Vuitton.
So then that's a replica. That's a fake.
Yes.
That's what I was getting. That's what I was trying to clear up.
Yes.
Look at it this way. They're outsourcing their merchandise to other countries, like Kara said.
Yes.
You have those same people that works in the factory that's now doing that background stuff.
I didn't even get there.
That's how I did it. I'm trying to get there for you to get.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you got those same people that learned how to make the real stuff.
That's happening too.
And now they doing that under table stuff now, working with some other people to teach them how to do it.
It from the real factory.
Yeah.
So that happens on the yacht.
I was thinking you was going to the same actual factory vendor. You're going to a whole
Sometimes you can.
Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question that way.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
True.
You'll never know.
Right.
Because one person, and those of you out there say, I know. No, you don't. Unless you actually went there. Because those folks, unless you speak Chinese, you don't know what the hell they're selling. And if it looks good, that's the thing. That's the crazy thing. What gets me is, again, I could take something and I know for a fact if I bought it as a replica. Let me tell you something. There's Reddit. There's a whole community that does this. Okay. There's a whole community that does this. Okay. So they got Reddit forums, all types of things, right? Mm-hmm. So you can take something, and let's say you get it, and then you say, "Oh man, this is messed up. This is wrong." Mm-hmm. Let me go to the store, and some of them don't even know that it's fake.
Because I've seen on social media where they're getting it from China or whatever other country, wherever they're getting it from, and it's all in the packaging. Mm-hmm. As if you got it from package. I know. I see.
It's the same. So my point being,
I'm clear on it now.
You're clear, right? Some point being, even with fashion, like this is nothing new. It happens all the time. And guess what, people? For those of you gonna say, "Oh, you guys are buying fake," no, all, and
you don't even know if you're getting that real. Today. You don't even know. You don't be getting the fake one. You don't even at the damn Louis Vuitton store.
It could have been returned. Who knows? I don't know enough about the return policy and what they do with it after it's returned. Mm. But I know that there have been people. I have never done this, but I know people that have done it, that have got stuff knowing that they went to the person online and got it, and like actually this. So turn it and they'll fix it for them, or they'll, swap it, whatever. The other piece I want to say is it's all ethnicities doing this. Mm-hmm. And I will venture to say, because I'm nosy, I've gone on these forums and I found more people that are not Black on these forums that are doing this and buying these things than Black people. So yes. Because you know what the issue is? Because we want the real shit out here. We want to spend that $2,000, $3,000 on some shit. And listen, I have. Mm-hmm. Because I do like, there's certain things I do like. Like if it's a certain craftsmanship of certain things, even though some of the things have gone down with the materials, right? That's not as good as it was years past. But I have bought real stuff. Mm-hmm. But because once I figured out years ago that there's a community, I started looking into it and seeing, I'm like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. And these people are, and the quality is chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. So then it's like, okay, why the hell? You walk around Manhattan, you see, and I'm gonna say white women or people of other ethnicities, because I think y'all need to know. Y'all seeing it on Park Avenue. It ain't always real, baby.
They talked about that too on some other forums too. That
it's not always real. Now I will say what makes it thing, because how Erykah Badu says, you got to do high and low, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a Cartier bracelet that's real, and then you bought your fake Chanel bag and you spent $300 on it, chances are you're not going to even question that. Right. It's all about image. That's what it all boils down to, your image. So for me, once I learned the tricks in the trade, I was like, oh, this shit is bullshit. All of it is bullshit. Now, I still like nice things, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But now I know the truth.
This makes you question, like, what are you actually getting today? Because you can be, and that's the problem I have a lot of time, because I feel like a lot of these designers even have issues with certain people wearing their
They do. Yeah. They do.
But they're not going to stop you from buying it.
No, because they want the money.
Right. So,
but some of them do stop you from buying it because they give you the worst, horrific customer service when you go in their store, because they make it.
But that's not the designer itself. That's the customer service at the store. That's the employees.
That's the workers.
But you can go to another store that still has the same design.
But you have some of those designers that have made it publicly known.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying they make it publicly known that they don't want you wearing their things, and some we still out there buying it, whatever have you, and being marketing for these individuals. Listen, to each his own. Wear what you want to wear, buy what you want to buy. I don't care. It's not my thing. Per se.
Right.
But it just makes me wonder at this stage of the game, understanding all those things that you just said, what is the off chance that you go into the actual store to purchase something that was returned and it not be real?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know enough. I'm gonna ask, see, I'm gonna get the answer. I don't know what the return policy, I don't know how that works.
That's gonna be
I've never returned it. But here's risky. It don't matter.
You find out how pissed you'll be off if you know that you spent $4,000 on a bag, only to find out that bag, somebody only really paid $200 for that bag, but they took it to that store and you done dropped 4Gs on something that was really only worth $200.
I'm pretty sure it happened.
And listen,
I'm pretty sure it happens. And I'm pretty sure it happens so much so that people don't even know. People don't even. So
y'all better inspect y'all purchases. This way, y'all better make sure y'all get a stamp of whatever.
No, baby, you don't understand. The stamps are on the replica.
Yeah. Listen. Y'all gotta get some magnifying glass like they'll do with the diamonds, something, because
Okay, but
I spent $4,000 on a bag and it was actually $200.
okay, but look at
That's my hard-earned money.
Look at it this
Hell to the no.
This goes back to what I was going to bring up.
Go ahead.
They're going to all these other countries to have the stuff made. At the end of the day, how much does it really cost to make one of those bags?
That's so.
But you got the same people, whether it's the replica working for the company or just the people doing the replicas of them.
Right.
It's still costing the same amount to make the bag.
I know, because it's the labor behind it. Yeah. So, I mean, material and labor. We got material costs too, right?
Yeah.
But if they're taking them scraps and making something out of them scraps,
And some of them scraps,
Sam,
Yeah.
I just look at it that way. The more and more I'm hearing about it and how much it's actually costing to make these bags,
This
they go exactly, and you're going out there to these warehouses,
and they're making 4,000% the cost of what it costs.
and they're taking that skill set, making those bags. And
go make your own.
Go make my own. I'm going to make some money too. I may not get what they get.
Be the next star.
But that's the thing, right? So the thing is, what we pay for is the brand.
Yes.
And
Go ahead.
And who you see wearing it.
Well, that's the
no. Yes, they do. A lot of people will buy something because they see somebody else wearing it.
Make it hot. It looks good. Or it's let's be clear. Some of the shit don't look good. And I love
some of it.
But some of it. But no, I'm talking about just in terms of like, let me clarify. I'm talking about like, let's say there is a shirt or something that everybody flocks to, like, and they just buy it because this person wore,
like them ugly ass red boots they was walking around in.
The fucking Mario Brother joints.
Yeah,
I can't.
Everybody was wearing those. I was like,
but that's a good example.
I would next one,
right? But again,
I don't like the Yeezys either.
People,
whatever them look like Jesus shoes. No,
yes,
no.
People fly again. They paid a lot of money. Pay a lot of money. And my thing is
like shit. Sorry.
Paying for the image, you paying for the brand.
And because somebody else is wearing it, you like usually a celebrity or a notable figure or whatever.
Some things you buy, like when I buy something and I look at it, usually if I'm buying like when I have purchased like Louis Vuitton bags, etc., I tend to buy stuff that is not, I don't like to see what everybody else got. Granted, I got these earrings and a lot of people rock it, but I like to get things that are not. So like I like staple classic things, right? Okay. Things that stand the test of time. I was going to say, it's not a trust of time. Yeah. That's just because if you're spending that money, you want it, right? And plus, I need to like it for me. I have to like it.
No, I do understand. So I do understand with some of the luxury bags, like luxury watches too. Sometimes they do increase in value. So sometimes you can resell those for
a lot of cents.
Right. So I can understand it from that perspective.
You can.
That you can possibly earn something later on this item. Because I know that happens with bags, with watches, shoes, sneakers.
Well, shoes sometimes, but mostly bags.
I hear sneakers. And depends if you
sneakers too.
Yeah. And houses. So if you can increase the value of what you...
And it's going to be an investment.
It makes sense to me from that perspective. But outside of that, like, I don't understand. People talk about me all this. Well, they don't talk about me, but I'm not a luxury car person, right? I don't see the value in a luxury car. To me, cars always appreciate. I can't see you actually earning money back from a car. So I'm not into luxury cars, but I can see the value of possibly getting a luxury bag because I could possibly earn something off of that. So,
but some of the luxury cars do retain their value in some way.
I think like the old models, like the collectors, like the vintage people, I still don't know if you can, I don't know.
So for me, I don't know enough about that. But with the car situation, this is the things that my friends, even my day ones, they not laugh at me, but they know, like, I don't care. There's certain features and functions I like in the vehicle that I actually have to have.
Right, yes.
Right? I don't want to ride around in no jalopy. I don't want nothing when you turn it on, they be like, right. I don't...
You be jumping along around.
Yeah. I ain't trying to do that, you know. Look, in real talk, been there, done that. You know, I'm not, that's not me. But I don't have to have like a Bentley. I don't have to have like that's
much.
Yeah. Not even say it's too. I will never say it's to each his own. It's to each his own. That's not. I don't care about that stuff.
I just know the value depreciates in a car versus something else.
Right. For me, I've never been that one like that needs the latest and hottest or whatever. If I see a car and I like it and I'm like, oh, okay, I just need to have certain features and functions that it's like, okay, this is something I need for me. But I'm never like the car thing. I don't really care. You know, I rock with whatever. Just get me from point A to point B. And I like it to look good. But again, I'm not paying attention to this is a Rolls Royce. This is a McLaren. I don't care. Now, I know the names of it. Yes.
I don't even know any of that.
I know because I have a husband that, you know, I know. And I also read. I just like to read and learn about things just to learn about it. But that's not my thing. I don't care about stuff like that. I'm talking shit. I never owned a Kia, but
I have one. I liked my Kia. I actively liked my Kia. It looks, let's see.
Yeah, they have good features.
They do, and they give you good stuff. You get with the warranty stuff on it is pretty good. Yeah. So I don't treat it on a Kia.
Yeah, I'm on that.
They had to miss me because they tried to diss me when I went to go and try and do a new lease, so I had to switch up on them. But I liked my Kia. They was acting crazy. I was like, y'all bugging out right now. Y'all really.
Sometimes you gotta let them be with AI. Peace out.
Y'all stay where y'all at. Bye. So, listen.
What you got?
What I got? I don't really have anything. Mine's is more like around celebrities and shit like that. Remember the Carly Russell fake kidnapping? Y'all remember that shit?
With when she was like on the
high side of the highway. Did they ever make the damn Tubi thing of that shit? Because I know they're supposed to make a Tubi one. They're supposed to make a Tubi of the Carly Russell one and who the fuck did I get married? They did make a Tubi of the who the fuck did I get married.
I didn't watch that one. I should watch it. Did you watch it?
I think I saw probably was one of my late nights. I started to watch something but fell asleep on it, so I didn't watch the whole thing. But yeah.
I gotta check it out.
But remember that?
I do remember. That was some craziness. That was some wild. I mean,
I never even understood why she even, what was the whole thing? It was about the boyfriend or some shit like that, right?
She was trying. To me, it's not I don't know. I'll probably watch it at one point if I didn't got nothing else to watch. You know?
Oh, the why? Who the fuck did I get married?
Both of them.
I don't know if they made the Carly Russell one.
Yeah.
I know that she had to serve some time, right?
I think she should have. She paid.
Absolutely. Shoot. Wasting people money, taxpayers' dollars. This nonsense searching for your ass.
I got one that I'm sure y'all should know about. I'll be shocked if you don't.
Tell me.
Shannon Sharp.
Child. I didn't think he was going to talk
Did you hear about it?
I didn't think he was going to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Did you?
I heard snip. So, yes.
Tell me, okay, I feel like I don't have to even tell you guys what it is. I'm pretty sure.
All over everywhere.
The fact that he is he essayed a 19-year-old and now his feet are over some hot coals. Right? Do you have an opinion? Let's start there. I'll hold mine from, I have an opinion, but do you have an opinion?
Don't get too big for your britches.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like certain people feel like they're untouchable and they do things to get themselves in situations that they think will never resurface. And if this is one of those situations, I don't know if this is one of those situations, but if that is the case where you put yourself in a situation, you're recorded, and now you stand a chance of losing everything.
Okay,
that's what I have.
Do you have an opinion?
Not yet, because I didn't hear the entire story. I mean, he's dating this person, right? Oh, no.
Tell me what you know about it.
I just heard that he was in a situation with a 19-year-old. I didn't hear the whole story.
Okay.
And he was getting a lot of backlash behind it, but I didn't hear all the details. I didn't have no opinion if it was true. I mean, she's over 18. That's and a lot of the times when girls in that situation are dating and it doesn't seem to the public that she's being forced into it. A lot of the times they looking for a sugar daddy. As long as she was legal, but so much of an opinion I can give.
I have an opinion on this so much if she was legal too. So yes, 18 according to the judicial system, court system, she legal, right? But I also think there's a level of immaturity that can be taken advantage of.
Yes.
You got this face on, you killing me. There's a level of immaturity when you have a big age gap. And if taking advantage of that lack of knowledge or level of a person having autonomy over their body and knowing their boundaries and stuff like that, I find an issue with that. Yes, I don't care if I do understand that she's 18, but I still think there's some level of they need to be mindful of the big age gap.
I just don't think she may be being taken advantage of. I just have my opinion on how these females are moving nowadays, especially.
But it could be men also targeting or going after because they want that control. I'm just saying.
But I don't think they're going to let them take control of them. The way the mindset now, these young girls, some of them are not letting them take control. They're enjoying the fun, they're enjoying the money, they're enjoying the attention that they're getting.
Until they get into trouble, you're saying?
Either until they get into trouble or they find another sugar daddy to smooth.
Yeah. That's two sides. But go ahead. Let's hear because here we got a lot to say.
So here's my the overarching thing I would say is that he put himself in the situation.
Okay.
Awesome. Because you can't get framed if you ain't in the picture.
Okay.
Right? So that's number one. Mm-hmm. But she's 19. Yes. One would say if it's legal, okay, fine. It's, to me, morally wrong. Mm-hmm. But he likes them young. He doesn't, and when you listen or go back and watch some of his stuff, he makes no bones about it. No. He likes them young.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a control thing.
Do I think? Of course. I always think whenever you have an older man, really young, elements of control. Now, she was OnlyFans, whatever. Mm-hmm. He has his types, whatever. Something went wrong. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. He put himself in this situation. And I do think now it could potentially be a shakedown. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think
because of the lawyer that's behind it.
Yeah, but I think she'd I'll be like, okay, I could get me some cheddar off of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, so I think there's a lot of different things associated with this, right?
Yes.
And morally, because 19 ain't no 50-something-year-old man. I have a 20-year-old. I'm gonna be like, what you doing, my daughter? What do you want? And what do you want? Her daddy gonna be like, you better get the fuck on.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then nothing. My daughter is not gonna. She's gonna be like, ew. Yeah. But they're they are. But I feel like either way, for the women that may like that, it is what it is. They had a role play thing going on.
Another day, no means no.
That's what I was going at. No means no. And I feel like he is, to your point, is like, I don't want to say it's a Diddy situation, but because more will come out, of course, as this story unfolds. But I just feel like, again, you cannot get framed if you're not in the picture. And I feel like you put yourself in a situation. I feel like he should have been smarter than this. He should have been so, like, what are you doing? Like, he was looking at, they say $100 million.
But they say, so this is
what is happening?
Here's what I hear about that. I hear about that. Mm-hmm. So something I heard about that piece was that wasn't even solidified yet.
It wasn't, no.
So that wasn't solidified yet. And then supposedly they offered this person money. They did like $10 million or something, some large number. And they said, she said no, right? And so the thing was, people are saying that, why would you say no to this 10 million without knowing for sure that he had more? Her not taking the 10 million, supposedly, she's shooting herself in the ass.
I don't know about that. Because she got the lawyer behind her.
But this lawyer, at this point, has a bad reputation for shaking down. Because isn't he the same one that tried to go after? He did.
Tried to go after Jay-Z. Jay-Z shut that down.
So,
but some people, so the lawyer, like, I don't know, the lawyer, he could be one of those ambulance chasers, or he can be, some people argue that he actually has a decent history of getting his money. When he gets it in, so the Jay-Z thing could have probably been just trying a money grab, right? And it just fell short, right? Mm-hmm. But when he does get hook, line, and sinker, they say that he actually has a reputation of winning. So if she said no to the 10 million, my argument is somebody's in the air saying, no, baby, you can get some more.
Yeah. Because people even asking, does he really have 10 million?
Well, he was forgetful. He was a former football player. Had endorsements. He has saying a couple of things going on. And then the podcast is popping.
And he has a whiskey line. He has a couple of things going on.
So,
And see, when I hear stuff like this, and even though I didn't know the whole story, so based on what I'm hearing, there was a situation that he was placed in, and it was being recorded by whom?
So
by her or him?
Probably her. But he don't say he was placed in. He placed
himself, yes,
in the situation.
But bottom line is, by the fact that there's a recording and it was done by her, this was all a setup.
If it was done by her, we don't.
She wasn't being taken advantage of.
This is the first time.
Which is what I
thought. It's not the first time he's been recorded.
It's not the first time he's been recorded, but I don't want to say, from what I'm hearing, the recording has been chopped up. But,
Okay.
right? Because to be honest, when you listen to the recording of him and her talking, she just sounds really young and slow and just like, what is happening here?
I wouldn't say slow. She sounds
Okay,
young.
sorry. Take it back.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
She doesn't sound like somebody who's able to make clear decisions for herself.
I won't say that. I don't know if it was role play, but even the role play seemed weird. Like, even if that...
I didn't hear the recording, so I can't really say about this. I was going to be mindful of the words.
I wasn't dope, but she did. No, I'm double...
When you say slow, what do you mean by sound slow? Like
I don't know. Like, she was sounding really... If it was role play, some people say that was a whole role play conversation.
Okay.
How the hell did that turn you on? If that turns him on, he's fucking weird. I don't know. But I'll just say it. No offense. Everybody... You know what? It's a kink.
Okay.
Could be a kink. I don't know. But when I heard, I was like, what is this? Like,
I need to listen to
who knows?
So.
But it was chopped up. Either way, if that's his thing, because they were talking about choking and this and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, some people like to get choked or whatever. I'm not going to shit on that. That's you like, hey, rock with it. The way it was chopped up, it does make it look like he's bad, you know? And also, too, she said that he took her from the back and she didn't want that. And I'm not talking about doggy style. I'm talking about the back.
Yeah.
You know, so she didn't want it. And so no means no, right?
Okay.
And also, when you do have these kinks, if you're into that kind of stuff, like, you know, BDSM and all that stuff, usually you have safe words. Right. Right. So if it's like, hang on, whatever the safe word, monkey chips or bananas, I don't know.
Whatever
it is, you have a safe word.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like this is gonna get nasty, but at the end of the day, he cannot get framed if you're not in the picture.
A lot is gonna be lost on him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is what it is. I just feel like a year ago, he was riding at the top.
And just go out.
And they said, I was going to say, they said based from that. And the one was like, stop, leave him alone. He said, in the video, in the podcast, he's like, I'm scared of white women. He's like, I don't mess with them. You know, Moni told him, you need to get you an older woman, cook you some food or rub your feet. Mm-hmm. He don't like that.
Maybe because they don't like him. Maybe he's one of them dudes we talked about in one of our other episodes.
He strikes me as someone that he, you know,
that's only without his fan what likes him. So anyway, yeah. So how do you think the Target situation is gonna ride out? When the last time you've been to Target?
Honestly, it's 2 years ago. Oh shit. No, so for me, it's been more than even before this whole thing rolled out. I just, you know, I go to Target and, you know, I was never a Target girl like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was a Target girl, but I would go for certain things. They sold them there, or I used to go for the tab stuff. I have a couple of hot items, and I got them from Target at the time. Yeah. But how do you think?
You know, I take it back. When I was in Virginia, April, so almost a year. Yeah, it's been a year.
The Targets outside of New York were much different than the Targets in New York. I can say that.
Mm-hmm. So that none of this was popping off back then. So I just, you know, so I don't have a need to.
I haven't been. It was before the who was it? Jamal Bryant had the Target. What do you call it? The Target boycott.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still pretty much going strong, and
their stock went down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So between also Tesla too, stock sales and stuff going down. So still have to say that there is really power in the dollar and where you spend your salary. Right?
There is.
I ordered something because I needed it from there, and then I went and picked it up. But I have not been in Target. The only reason why I was there is to pick up the order versus having it delivered.
Listen,
but I have not been in Walmart since all this rolled off.
It's been years.
Yeah, listen.
But even then, even before,
there are many service providers that we could probably say we need to not spend our dollars in. But at the end of the day, there are some that you just can't avoid. Right?
Yeah.
Because I go back to what was this show that it was a movie that supports so many things that are really against us.
I don't know if I saw it.
Anyways, we're really just to go to say that there are a lot of people who we have to depend on because of the services that we need that really do not support us. But what are you going to do? So, yeah, ban the things that you can ban that you are much more control of, I should say. Not necessarily ban, but just be more smart and wise of where you actually spend your dollars because it does speak volumes. It does make an impact. That's all I got to say about that topic.
Okay. I've got one more, I think. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw it, and I have a link here, but I'm not going to play it right now. But there's a podcast that's called Dear Future Wifey.
I've heard of it, and I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay. And you probably saw a lot of the reels or posts that come through.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't realize it was part of the podcast, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one that was recently aired. I didn't watch the full podcast, so I'll say that in full transparency. I just saw the clip. And in this clip, we have a husband and wife. And the wife was saying how she would... She would iron her back then, because they would been together for years.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, when she was in their 20s or whatever, he was fooling around, and she would iron his clothes so he can get ready to go see his side piece.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, hell no.
Say that again. You heard me.
Oh, hell no.
So she would iron his clothes,
Get him prepared.
get him to go see.
I wish, let me sit here for, I don't think it's going to play, because I would have to log in. And,
Wait.
I don't know how to.
Why was she doing this? Because she appreciated I appreciate.
In my word, out of my word, I just completely changed as a person. And
I'm going to play it for them. So
loves me, that God has purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully, wonderfully made. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I'd never married you, or I knew that life and death is in power of the tongue, to the word of God. So I say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go be a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do.
Oh, hell no.
Just let's see that unless you were graced by God. She was graced. Once I knew who I was, I realized,
okay, so that's that, right? So,
Lord,
so y'all heard it, and I'll put it in there for them, a piece of it. So now that y'all saw that,
yeah.
Now, granted, you see that was a snippet. What we learned later is that that's not current. That was back then when they were younger. Now they have a flourishing, loving relationship. You saw he was sitting right there.
Yeah.
You saw he was shaking his head like this and doing this.
Yes.
And I think he might be a pastor. They're in the church, as you can see. So I have opinion. I'm going to tell you right now, that type of grace will never find me. I ain't built for that.
Yeah, I ain't built for that either. Listen.
Same here.
She's talking about, listen, I do believe there's power in the tongue. I do believe that. I do believe God has a purpose for you in your life. But ain't no way in hell I'm ironing your clothes to go see your side chick. Ain't happening over here. Matter of fact, I may pack all your shit for you to go move with your side chick, but I ain't ironing shit. I'm just going spending nothing. No, man, please.
But and another thing too, like I felt like, granted, they're together still now. You heard her. She said we will have. Like she believed. To me, and this might have happened. I didn't watch the full episode, but from what I gather is like she was in her younger, like her 20s or whatever. And to me, I felt like she was using God as an excuse for having low self-esteem to allow this man to manipulate her. That's just my opinion, right? There was never like I don't even understand. But it worked for them. They ended it. She stuck to the long haul. They have a flourishing relationship or whatever,
And there are people who do that, right? People do stick things out. Because there was some, going back to when we had our taboo questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a question I didn't get a chance to ask, but I'll ask it here.
Okay.
We'll probably do this occasionally. We'll have these off questions because we like that episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
But if you were to get young,
Okay.
so they were young when they went through this period of their marriage, right? And she rolled that out. Would you, after having been with your husband for a set amount of years, so there was something I heard too, and the reason why I'm asking this question, if you were with your partner for God all your life, 20, 40, 50 years, whatever, and he decided to step out, would you forgive him or would you cut him off? Because y'all done spent years invested and he decided he wanted to step out. Or would you give him permission to? Because that was the thing. I heard that they would give him permission to because they don't want to do it no more. The wife do what? It's sex. Yeah. So give the husband permission to go ahead and do it. So two questions. Would you give the husband permission because you just tapped out, you done in that area? Or if he cheated on you and stepped out on you after all these years of being together, would you forgive him?
This goes back to the conversation we had before where I said, if someone cheated on me and we're married now, I may be inclined to forgive him at some point. It's not going to happen right away, but we would have to have a discussion. Once a child is conceived, then that's where it's unforgiven. And we
did talk about that.
We did talk about this.
Play.
So it depends on how long we were married. A conversation would have to been had to find out what was the reasoning behind him wanting to step out. Because there's always a reason. And this is where communication and listening to both sides to see if you played a part.
I ain't taking accountability for that shit. No. You stepped out because you want to step out. No, don't blame that on me.
In this situation, you're saying that the woman just may not want to have sex.
She gave him permission, so that's giving permission.
No, I'm not giving you permission to go cheat.
Okay,
but I would have to have a conversation to find out why he feels the way he feels. No matter how you look at it, communication has to happen.
And to me, that's on him. If you're feeling so inclined that you want to go and cheat on me, you need to come and tell me that you're having these feelings and why you're having these feelings.
Yes, that's why I said communication.
Okay.
Now, if it got to a point where he's just not attracted to you anymore, things are happening, then yeah, I'm not.
Then love me and leave me alone.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. So, 50 years in.
We 30. We about to be 30. Well,
50 years in.
50 years. So, okay, time out. 50 years, now we're in the 70s.
Men still be out there slinging their shit around.
You're right. So, fast forward, we're saying now or even in the 70s, whatever. If it happened,
y'all 50 years married.
50 years married.
Because y'all got 30 in already. Because I know you ain't dealing with that shit today.
You damn sure. Okay. Right about that. And no, I'm not giving a pass. I'm just not, because my thing is, if you do it, I've always felt it like, okay, you want to do that? Let's see how you feel if I do it.
Exactly. That's the way I was.
What do you mean? Oh, the past situation?
No,
the cheating period. Okay.
If you want to do that, and just imagine what you do to me. Imagine all the things you do to me, and I let somebody do that to me. Then you're not gonna want me. No, he's not. He's gonna be done. You know, because it would probably make us sick. Just like
that's the first thing that's going to cross their mind.
Men are visual, exactly. Men are visual, but you know what? I always say I'm a little bit different type of woman because I'm visual as well. So when I think about the things, if I visually see what he does to me and him
to somebody else,
I'm gonna want to thump him in the fucking throat. There's no getting around it, right? I'm gonna thump you.
Exactly.
So especially if it's not like a situation where, you know, I agreed and like it's a threesome or something like, that's a whole different thing. But if we're talking about you stepping out, nah, hell no. 70s, 70 years old. I don't know. I don't know what the future may hold. I don't know what is going to be working at 70. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hope here's the thing, whatever. So if he stepped out, I might kick his cane. I don't know. Like, don't fuck around with me. Don't fuck around with me. He don't shot me in the throat too.
Shit. She go kick his cane. Listen, at the end of the day, cheating is cheating, right? I don't care what age. I don't care how many years are invested.
Unless, you know, I'll say that was out of here. What if medically something was wrong with me? And I can't do anything.
That's giving him permission. We talked about you giving him permission. That's saying you can go out and do whatever.
Something's medically wrong and he had a need, I don't know.
So he can't smother you on the chair like you was going to smother.
See, this is what I'm saying. You bringing up different scenarios here. Hold on.
Oh, this going to the previous episode. She said she gonna smother his ass.
I will. Maybe I'll let him. Just don't hold my head.
I cannot.
Lord Jesus.
Ever.
Anyway, where was we at? How did we get here? Me and my questions. You the one thing is strange. You are
throwing different scenarios in here. So the roles are reversed.
Yes.
You guys have been together for 35 years. He has an accident and now he can't perform from the waist down anymore. You just going to leave him?
I never said that.
No, what I'm saying, I'm asking you the question. Would you do that?
No.
We said this in the last thing.
I know that, but she just threw another monkey wrench in there saying that she can't perform or she can't have sex.
No, this one put that in there. It wasn't me.
Okay.
In any case, of course, the thing she said that if that was a situation, she may possibly give him a pass.
Yes,
to go out and do whatever he needed to do.
In that situation, yes, a conversation, communication needs to be had. Now, if the person cheated,
let me see, Chief, and you back, boy. I'll be in a chair.
She said she gonna watch.
Cock your ass up high, girl. I know how you like it.
I'm done. You
So
know,
now, hold on.
this is how shit go too far. But go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He cheated and got caught after repeatedly you asking, and he's lying. Yeah, I'm not forgiving. Here's my thing. There's no need to conversate no more because now you done took it a step further. And the cheating could have been going on for months. It could have been going on for over a year.
It could have been. My thing is, I don't think there's no amount of time, whether we were in our 20s, and I think people forgive far more often in their younger years than they do in their older years. I don't know. I could be wrong. But there's no amount of time. I don't care if I was with you for 5 years or if I was with you for 60 years.
Okay.
If you stepped out on me, it's done.
Yeah.
We're over.
You're never going to get over it. You may say give a pass, but the reality is, I don't know. Like I said, I'm visual too. The moment I see, I'm like, oh no, child. Yeah. And he might come to and be like, yippee days. I'm like, you a lie. You a no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but that clip there, I'm gonna have to go check out that whole episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like,
right?
Yeah, I can't imagine preparing my husband to go be with somebody.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that.
And for those very same reasons, like you said, I know what we've done together. I can only imagine what you may be doing now. Oh, you probably coming home trying some new shit on me. No, because you don't learn something new.
We gonna have a conversation, like Kira said, and if you want to say no and talk about, hold on, because I'm the queen of tick for tack.
I know you Aries. You Aries.
Yeah. You want to do that? Going right ahead. I'm gonna be doing me, and trust and believe everything that I was doing to you, I'm gonna be doing it to the next.
I don't even want to even be in a situation like that. Listen, you go your way, I go my way. We done it kaput.
Oh, you know,
end of discussion.
Right.
Bye.
You're right. The bad thing about me is I could probably just do it more than say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old me. That's the pre-marriage me. But don't let that rev up. You know, let's just not do anything. Mm-hmm. You know,
so
you gotta air it out.
Any more? Oh, did we talked about the Tracy Ellis Ross situation? We talked about that, right? When
yes, but we talked about the older. Yeah, we talked about that a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
that was a whole big old thing in out there in the world. Leave that woman alone. Let her date who she want to date.
The only thing that I ever had something to say about that was in the media for a long time and it's still being talked about was the famous Oscar slut. They brought that nigga through the mud, and then on top of that, his brother got involved. And
they actually separated, right?
Cool.
And Jada?
I think they've been separated for some time, but you know, there's
at that time.
I think they were, they were. But you know, I think I don't know. We're not in their relationship. They clearly have an affinity for each other. They've been married for however many years. They love each other. And that's the thing about the dynamics of relationships. Like there's so many different forces that are at play, whether you're in a celebrity or you're not. And it's really up to the person, each person to keep choosing each other. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so many. We go out into the world separately.
Yeah.
You know, now you do have couples that do everything together. They go shopping together. They do this together. They do that together. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But that's not us. Mm-hmm. But celebrity, there's more, like some people would say, oh, well, when you're celebrity, like for Will, there's a host of women throwing themselves at him, right? And usually, or if let's say he was a basketball player, you're always going to get it just thrown at you. Mm-hmm. So that's why I also think sometimes certain basketball players, when they get to a certain age, they just should not be married. Don't commit, because if the temptation is too much for you, go and do what you need to do
and get it out.
You know what I'm saying? I even hear that Crazy Jackie Christie and Doug Christie is kaputs now.
Yeah, they've been that for a while.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. I just recently heard that. So imagine, because she's one of those basketball wives, it's like, she was, listen, chick, you're not messing with my man. I'm going to kick your ass. Like, she's at every game. Yeah. Like, she follows him everywhere for that same reason, because the temptation that's there. But even just going back to the Will and Jada thing, so whether they're together or not, and you talk about the point of choosing each other, I still think they choose each other, however the relationship is, because they have that level of respect for each other. Mm-hmm. And when, unfortunately, people don't know how to break up like that. And people broke up like that, there'll be more love in the world.
Yeah. I mean, if it works for them, like,
if they had to break up, I'm some encouraging breaking up, but if that was a thing,
And the thing about it, like, humans, we do weird stuff, you know? So what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. And it's all good. It's no sweat off my back.
Yeah, keep kicking down kings.
Yeah.
For 70-year-old men that cheat.
No, I'm just at a point. I'm just at a point now, life is entirely too short. I'm not wasting any more time. So
Yeah.
there was a situation last week where I met somebody through the person that I'm talking to now. Apparently that night she was killed by her boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was there and saw her hug two people as she was leaving for home.
Oh.
Apparently he saw this, and we don't know. I don't know whether or not he went home and waited for her or what, but he wound up strangling her and dumping her body in the closet, and her son found her.
Oh my Lord.
That is crazy. I'm like,
What?
for what? And they were broken up. They weren't even together anymore. They were split for months.
What's the age? I'm just curious.
She was 37.
Oh my gosh.
You mean to tell me you couldn't find nobody else? You had to kill her because you assumed...
Unalive.
Yeah.
Because
Unalive.
Yeah. Because we don't know who they sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just crazy to me that I just found this out yesterday. He said, you know the girl I just introduced? That's when I said, yes. And that happened. Life is entirely too short.
Well, I praise her family, her son, all her family, because that is terrible.
That is terrible.
And for the dude that did it, it's like, what was the purpose? I don't know. We don't know his extended family. We don't know what's going on in his brain, but something's off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just terrible. Like, it's just people, it's not worth it.
No, it's not.
And it's a billion people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You can find somebody else.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You can find somebody else. You know, so that's a crazy, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's why I say life is short.
I don't even know how to end this.
That was a Debbie Downer, damn it.
Just to hear that and you still stay with it is, life is too short.
I think that's how I get it off. Life is too short.
Yeah.
We are not your average aunties, where we keep it real, raw, and relatable
All the time.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes. So live your life to the fullest, people, even in your realness.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.